To go live. What's up, everybody? This truck has been sitting in a field. Let me give you guys a little bit of adjustment here. There we go. This is a 1975 3/4 ton 20. I don't know, C20K20. Scottsdale 20. It's been sitting in the field for 17 years. You guys see the little green moss right there? That stuff was everywhere all over the truck. This has got a 454 old school kind of block motor in it. Turbo 400 transmission. I had a heck of a time getting it in the garage. If you guys missed it, go over to Instagram, see the video. Dalton, what's up, buddy? Shannon, how you doing? We got air in the tires, all except for the driver's side front, which was completely off the rim. Well, it sat overnight. This one's flat, but the back one over there held air. We're going to try to fire it up. I do not have a key. Captain Obvious is going to be here in a little bit. So we're going to put a battery in it, kind of hardwire it, jump a couple lead wires over to the coil, and we're going to take a screwdriver and cross the leads on the starter. I haven't been underneath the truck. It's got some rust. I mean, like a lot of rust. But I got to finish getting this rear end up out of the way right here. And then I'll take you guys for like a little walk around, let you guys see what we're doing. But I got a good deal on this. I couldn't pass it up. So I went ahead and picked it up. The old school 454 stuff is getting harder and harder and harder to find. So if you can find some of the old school 454s, not the big 454 motors they stick in like the dump trucks, things like that, but like an actual truck motor. They're getting harder and harder and harder to find. So we're going to put this back up on the lead. You guys missed a couple of the other videos over on Instagram. We did tear down the axles. I got the rear axle over in the corner. These have got 411 gears in them. Make sure we're square here. Payload. But I need my jack stands. Oh, that's gonna. Yeah. Gotta get it up high enough to get it back on that push I got. Hopefully, we got it set right. I'm gonna need my stand when we set the truck up. I'm gonna do some bad boys to put on. And we'll lay it down. And then we can roll this bad boy around. But I wanted to do something like this for a long time. Find something in the field and then try to fire it up. And see if we can't get it started. Now the motor should be good. The motor should be good on it. I pulled the dipstick on it. The oil has got some like residual just like moisture in it from the sitting for so long. The oil is not milky. So hopefully we'll be good. We are going to put some water in it. But it's got dual tanks on it. It's got dual tanks on it, but they feel full. So I don't know if they got water in them or what. But we'll get it taken care of. I'll get my cherry stand out of the way here. I put my tanks in the wrong spot. Move my torch tanks out of the way. But I wanted to bring you guys literally from beginning and getting it set up. I'll take the camera off to you guys, quick little walk around. But I wanted to show literally, other than dragging it into the garage, do a walk around, show you what I'm working with, and then take you guys through the step and then try to do it. Like I said, I've always wanted to try to find something in a field and try to start it. I just think it'd be awesome to try to do. Come on. I gotta sweep the floor. One little pebble. These things, that thing's not quite like safe. But I want to roll it and get it out of the way. I was using the torch and there's like little chunks of metal everywhere. So I was going to pull it over the pit and do it, but since the tires are flat, I don't have any 8-lug rims to put on it to jack it up and do that kind of thing. Come on. I'm gonna get it out of the way. I should have moved that back another 1.5 inches or so. So, all right, let's do a quick little walk around. Show you guys what I'm dealing with here. This bad boy's in bad shape. There it is. A lot of rust. I mean, this thing is Swiss cheese. Big time. You guys look. That's just some of the stuff we pulled off of it from when it was sitting. It was like right at the edge, right underneath the tree. I see there's still moss on there. Here's the interior. I mean, it's clapped out, man. The frame and stuff on this truck's pretty bad, but it does have dual tanks. So what I'm gonna do, cut this out right here, and then I can use that and do some body work and do this. Now, if this 454 is good and it runs, I've got that 5.3 we were going to do and put it in. I've got everything from a 2005 Chevy Tahoe, literally from the bumper to bumper wiring harness, everything. Fuel tank, gauges, everything. And I was going to convert this over into a 2005 with the 5.3. But these axles have got 308 gears in it, and out on the highway, it just won't stay in overdrive. It just, with these big mud tires, I mean, yeah, you can change the tires, but I've got other options. If I run the 454, I don't have to change the axles. You just saw me have. And then I've got this rear axle. Both this axle and the other one have 411 gears with the 5.3 and a set of 33-inch tires. It'll roll properly, maintain speed, do all that. But if I put a 454 in that truck, yeah, power. So Captain Obvious one's way over, but that right there is the 5.3 motor. The transmission's back in behind it. There's all the top stuff to the motor. There's all the bottom stuff under the hood. There's the intake over there. There's the AC and stuff. I do have that Tommy lift that was on that truck. So I will have a Tommy lift put back on the red truck, which is a plus. I've always wanted a Tommy lift. And then that right there is the complete wiring harness from the 05. Literally bumper to bumper, everything's there. So the only things we're going to have to do on this, I'm going to disconnect the fuel line to the carburetor, and then we're going to run a hot wire over to the coil. Took a battery in there. I got to run a ground. I got to check the wire to the starter, and then we're just going to kind of like dump gas in the carburetor and use a screwdriver to cross the lead over on the starter to get it to turn over. I did crank it over by hand. It did a full revolution, so I know the motor's not locked up. But 17 years of sitting in a field, I don't want to suck anything up into it and up into the motor, blah, 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 blah. You guys know the deal. So I'm just going to leave this live. I'll check the comments once in a while. And as I'm doing stuff, I'll snatch the camera, bring it up, and show you guys. But I've always wanted to do this. I've seen videos on TV where guys have found old trucks, tried to start them. You know, the stress. Oh, we've only got 24 hours to get it running. Nah, I ain't doing none of that stuff. Just want to try to get it started. And then once we get it running and everything, I'm only going to take a saw, cut the front end off, put a cherry picker, pick it up, pull it out, and then the rest of the truck's going to scrap. If the back part of the frame is good, Captain said he would want it. He's got another truck that might need the rear end. He's got a dump truck that from the cab back, the frame's just rusted off of it. He needs a better frame. I just don't know if this is the one for him or not. So I'm just going to leave this live here, and I'll chit chat and talk through the video, let you guys know what's going up. Turtle the Farm, what's up, buddy? Love that bike style. Me too. If you guys see it, I got the red one sitting right there. So I finally got good internet out here in the garage. Tyvan, you still going to add me on me? I got you, Shannon. It'll be later tonight, dude. So, but I'm just going to leave it live. You guys can jump in and out, see how the progress is coming. Or you can just kick back, build your car model, do whatever you're doing. And we'll go from there. I'll keep you guys ahead of what's going on. And I'll just leave it live. I haven't done too much stuff in a while. Last week, I was teaming with a buddy of mine. So I was on night shift. So I really haven't done anything like a week. If you guys missed it, I posted over on Instagram. Just got crashed yesterday. Motor took a shit on me. So I ended up getting a new lawnmower. It's out there underneath the deck. We did a small little video and posted it over there on Instagram. If you guys want to check that out. I've got a ground cable here. We're going to run over and try to hook up to it. I need to get rid of this hood. You guys might hear the compressor kick on here and there. So you might have to probably 15 or 19 millimeters. There's a half. There's a 9/16. Now, not promoting, not selling, whatever. My last air ratchet took a crap on me. Safety Harbor Firearm, or not Safety, well, Chatwater. What's that? Farm and Fleet, I think it is. Got these on sale. I bought them 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch dry. Give them a full length. You can also get them in a stubby as well. But once you go with air tools, it's a huge difference. You can go swap everything over and run air tools. You won't regret it. You get set up here. I got stuff slung everywhere. That was the socket. Oh, I hear a raccoon. George wants the hinges off that truck because he's got one that's bad. That sounds like that's inside the garage. I got a bird living in my garage. What? What's sealed off? Sounds like I got a bird living in the corner of my garage over here. You guys hear that? Huh. Well, let's get a little broom handle. You guys hear that? Says yeah. What's up, George? How you doing, buddy? I'm gonna take this over here. Sounds like coming up in that corner right there. That's sealed off, so I know they can't get in. I didn't see anything take off. Well, that was crazy. Almost sounded like a squirrel. Or not a squirrel, but either a bird or a raccoon. That was kind of crazy. All right. So let's get this bad boy off, and I'll take you guys along and see if we can't get this bad boy started. come crashing down. Got a lot of air tools. Air tools rule. Alright, it came off. You can hear the rust just cutting through it. Falls out. Hi, baby. Cherry's over around the corner over there. Bird watching. Looking for squirrels and all that kind of good stuff. Now I got that off, I can bring you guys up a little quick tour of what we got going on here. Show you guys what's going on. Which one's on? Oh, ain't long enough. And I put them at the same length too. Alright, that's a mess. Well, you guys should be able to see alright. Took a piece of grapevine. Made that. So we're gonna do it over here for now. Alright, so I'm gonna bring you guys over here real quick, show you guys what's up. Now that I've got the hood off. Look at that bad boy. What a mess. Now apparently they had something else hooked up here. There's another coil pack, a couple power wires. There's another lead right here. So I don't know. It doesn't look like they had a snow plow on it, but I don't know why you put a snow plow on a two-wheel drive. I didn't see any holes in the bed, so I don't look like they had like a miniature dump bed or something, but, and I don't think these are 24-volt systems. This is a 75. If you guys look, I mean, look at the wiring harness. I mean, the plastic on the wires are just cracked from sitting for so long. But I got to run the ground and then disconnect the fuel line so we don't suck anything up. It does have a mechanical pump. And I'll show you guys on this side. It does have a mechanical pump that runs off the cam. But like I said, it's old, and we got to fill the radiator up. There was no antifreeze in it when I got it, so I'm hoping that maybe the radiator just rotted and it leaked out. It didn't. The block didn't freeze sometime, and then like cracked the block, and it ran out of the block. I don't know. I haven't been underneath of it yet. But let me get some of this set up, and then we'll go from there. George was wanting these hinges, and it would actually save me some time just to go ahead and take them off now. pumping pressure so we can run everything. What do I do with it? Here we go. Winter's almost over, but it's still nice enough that we can run. Oh, it's in the back of the truck. Keep the heaters out for just another couple weeks. We should be good. I'm a short little fella. I like to cheat. Up everything. All I gotta do now is find my board. I got a board around here that I use put up on there. There we go, right here. Oh, you can walk across it real easy. Gee. There we go. Like I said, it's going to be fun, interesting. Mountain Dew time. It'll be fun, neat, and interesting to try to get this bad boy fired up. It does have a quadrijet on it. I did have the carburetor off. And that carburetor is definitely going to have to get rebuilt. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. The old quadrijets. For 4-barrel love, man. AKA the quadrijunks. I'll show you. I actually like quadrijets. I'm a big quadrijet fan. If you know how to build them, they're kick butt. But here you go. I got another one on standby right there. But if you know how to build a quadrijet, they're awesome. Now, they did have some problems with them back in the day where the motor would get hot and it would boil the fuel. It would heat the fuel up faster than it could go through the carburetor, and it made the gas bad. What's up, Super Matt? How you doing? Joe's in the comments. But this is one of the years that they had the problems with the quadrijets. It sat so low on the intake and the way that the lines were that the fuel would get too hot as it went in to spray and burn. And that's when they came up with those little 1/4-inch gaskets and little miniature high rises and stuff to try to keep the carburetor cool enough to where the fuel would burn efficiently. Fuel burns efficiently at 193 degrees. So if you can condense it as it's cold, as it's sprayed into the motor, that's where you get good peak performance, especially for the older stuff. But if you can get it cooled, you can get the air in it cooled, that's what you want. And then charge it with 193 degree fuel. Alright. You know what, I do have my other plug over there. I just saw it. So we're going to put this bad boy back up. And we are going to have some light. Give me power! Power! We need power! Now I did have AC on this, and it looks like they just cut and hacked it. Now this has dual tanks, but it's not an electric switch from tank to tank. It's actually a valve mechanism, like the old chokes on your carburetor. You pull the little pin out, and it would flip a valve, and it would go to the other side. This truck has that old style lever that you pull on it, and it switches it from tank to tank. I will be keeping that. we're just going through some of the wires real quick, see what we got going on here. This does have an HEI system on it, and it is vacuum tubed. I want to look down inside the carburetor, make sure there's no junk down in it. You know, even with that old air filter, it actually kept the aluminum from oxidizing. So that's looking promising. We'll make up a little shift. We'll make up a little wire connector slash shifter select switch there, and we'll put on there where we can run the power wire to the distributor. Just want to make sure I check some of the wires, make sure it's not hot, so when we do make everything positive on power, that it's not going to short out. This radiator does have a lot of rot in it, so I'm hoping that it was just rotted and leaked out. The block didn't actually crack or break. I'm kind of really hoping that this thing will not get fired, but I can actually don't have to do any work to it and use it. I never looked to see how many miles was on this trip. I can't tell. I forgot to tell you guys that when I was doing it. Let's get a flashlight real quick. I want to see how many miles was on this truck. Now, like I said, it's sat for 17 years. Oh, I can't be right. It says 10,367 miles. So I'm going to assume that's 110,000 miles. This is a 454. These old motors normally got 6 to 8 miles to the gallon. And if you were pulling stuff with it, you were lucky to get 4 miles to the gallon. So, alright, we got all that done. Let me grab my brush. We got to clean up a couple spots so we can run a wire brush so we can get good connection. And we'll mount the a ground wire down. That's a 1/2 inch. I had my little toolbox. What do I do with it? Did I take that over there? No, that ain't it. What do I do with my little toolbox? Oh, there it is. Now, as you guys know, I mark my channel not for kids. If you see me smoking, sorry, get over it. Put it on this one right here. That one's got the little bevel piece on there. We'll wire brush that down. I'm just hoping that we can get this bad boy started. Now, I do have a couple options. That don't look too good. I do have a couple battery options to put in here. I mean, look, it had a bungee cord holding the battery down because the battery plate was busted through. We got one wire here for the starter. I don't know if I should break that wire and try to clean it up. I think I got a couple quick. We might be able to have to put a new one on there. What batteries do I got? I don't know if I've got the battery connectors to switch over to the newer ones or not. I think I do. I'll collect a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a couple parts of this, a couple parts of that. Just never know what you need or what you got to get into, or different battery leads, connectors. Let's see what I got sitting in my private stash up here. I had a couple of them. Finding them's the thing. I don't think I had any over here because that's new stuff. If we have to, we'll take. If I have to, I'll take the wire. We'll cut the wire and just use like a vice grip and just vice grip it to the lead. I think we'll do that, and I'll run this over to that. I'll give you guys a rundown, show you everything. I'll bring the camera over since I'm one guy. Once I get everything set up, I'll bring the camera over here to show you guys what I'm doing. I think I might get lucky. Alright, we got to run a power wire over to the distributor to make that hot. And then we need to take the line from the fuel pump off too. I don't want to pump fuel into it. Dude, that's got the old style bowl on the bottom of the fuel pump where you can drain the fuel pump, or drain the bottom part of the fuel pump. I'm just going to cut that line. I'm not going to try to mess with it. I hope this bad boy fires up. I mean, if it fires up, I'm going to run it. I'm going to use it. Alright, so we need to get a piece of wire. We need to run a power wire from the coil pack over to the battery so it's a full power. I'm going to run a thicker gauge wire. And then we'll connect to it. Good, always keep wire around. You never know what you need. Just got a piece of scrap wire. If you go on a project or something, use it for a jumper wire. Alright, give me a second, I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, now that's going to be a male end on those, so I need to find a male end connector, and I probably don't have any. I've been running through my stash like you would not believe on things. It's a female end, I'm sorry. If I could find a piece of wire that's got a female end, that would just be tickled pink. Oh, here we go. Like a glove. Man, I hope it's still good. There we go. Hopefully this will be long. And what we'll do is we'll cut the plastic piece off of that, and we'll plug that up in the bottom of the distributor. And that will give us power. Power. But I think I already ran into a snag. That's a case cover, and I need it without it, just to make sure that it fits. And I need a blue one too. And if I have to, I can cut the old harness and use a piece of that. Well, this had a relay on it. I don't know what that relay was. Maybe I can use that. No, that's an old style. I'm pretty sure that's the old style. I don't think I got any. Come on, I just need to find that one in the bottom of the tray that just didn't get used. You know what? I've got one of the older ones over here. Let me look at the bottom of that. Make sure that is a male. Oh, I don't have a coil in that one. This one's got a coil. Yeah, it's definitely a male. It's definitely a male end. Well, and I lost that. Oh, there it is. Let me see if I can stick that one in. See if that'll work. Without having to take that coating off. All right, that'll work. So this will give us our end. And then we'll just twist this together and we'll make a jumper wire out of it, and then we'll use that over on the lead. I think I got some black tape here. You know what? Let's spread that out a little further. All right. Oh, I got just like enough to wrap a half a wire. I don't want to waste a wire connector. Alright, so what we'll do is, I'll show you guys here. Got a male end. We'll plug that up into the distributor to give it power to the coil pack. And we'll run that over and put that in a cluster of wires, and then we'll vice grip that to the battery. And then that should give us power to the system. So I'm hoping this power wire that is currently on the truck to the starter will hold. I need to take this off real quick so I can get to the truck. Let me take this off real quick. And then that'll allow me to crawl underneath there with a screwdriver, and we can at least touch the leads over and cross it over. And then we'll do it that way. All right, that's probably a 8mm, maybe a 7. There we go. broke that right off. Looks like they used roofing. Oh, you. Looks like they used roofing screws in there to screw their boards down. Oh, come on. There we go. Rusted out. This will let me crawl underneath. And I'll bring you guys with me underneath real quick, show you guys underneath, because I literally haven't been underneath the truck at all. I got 6 pounds of moss on it. Let me put a light underneath there, bring you guys with me. You guys can look underneath of it for the first time, just like me. Really anxious to see what it looks like underneath. Like I said, I haven't been underneath of it at all. I don't know what the frame looks like. Well, after just glimpsing that, it doesn't look like it's any good. So, I don't know if it'll let me rotate the camera. Nope. By the way, guys, Joint Gunners of America. There's Cherry. How you doing? Justin, what's up? I've been watching you for years. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, it's going to get a little jerky here. Take you guys off the stand. And I'll roll. I think I have my hand on the mic. I'll roll underneath there and show you guys the chaos of 17 years of sitting in a field. This thing is going to be crazy. I put a light underneath there for you guys too. All right, here we go. First look underneath the truck. Wow. Frame's looking pretty bad. The starter and everything looks all right. See if I can take you guys. Now I can't see what you guys are looking at, so I'll go slow. But it looks like it's got some oil coverage underneath of it. You guys see the fuel tanks? Turn the light over there. There you go. It's a rust bucket. But there you go. There's the motor and everything. The frame looks shot. Definitely does. So, but it looks like I can get a screwdriver up underneath that starter and cross them over and get into them. Let me hold it this way. Go with you guys. Give you guys a full view. You guys see up underneath there the rust. It's pretty bad shape. And get it this way. There, that way I can see it too. That way I can show you guys. 17 years of sitting in a field. I mean, it's rusted out, but I thought it would actually be worse than this. If you look at them wires over there on the frame, there's bare wires hanging out over there. So you know it's bad. Wow. I mean, these tanks. It sounds like there's something in them, but not gas. That sounds empty. That's empty down there, but they, like I said, they do lean forward. So any residual fuel would be down here in the bottom. Little TLC will make it run good all? Yeah, I hear you, buddy. But it's a rust bucket. It had dual exhaust on it. They fell off. You guys see that thing's hanging by a clothes hanger, holding it up. The whole muffler system, everything fell off of it when we were dragging it in here. So, alright. This is crazy. But I've always wanted to do that. Find an old truck in a field and see if you can just fire it up. So, what we'll do is, I'll get some more stuff hooked up here. And then, see if I can't take you guys along for the ride and do a start. So I'm gonna put you guys back on the bipod over here. There we go. Boom. So as I'm hooking everything up, I'll get ready to fire, and then I'll bring the camera over closer and let you guys see exactly what's going on. This Mountain Dew time. Now I do have a battery on charge, and I am going to cut that wire because I don't have that type of battery post connector, and I thought I had a regular flat one. You guys, when you grow up, you get older, you get the chance, you get the time, you get the money, put a pit in your garage. Love my pit. I don't regret having my pit at all. That thing has saved my duck many a times. Wow, it's corroded halfway an inch up the line. So we'll splice that back, and then we'll put a pair of vice grips on it. We'll clamp it down and go from there. We'll get a little bottle with some gas, and we'll dump gas down in there. As we're trying to start it. Captain Novice is supposed to bring over, I called an old buddy of mine. I asked him if he had any old 454 parts laying around. I mean, this stuff's hard to find, or if you do find it, the guys have got them, they don't want to come off of them. The big block stuff from back in the day, guys just hoard dog that stuff, and they don't want to get rid of anything. But Jerry's got an extra set of headers, so we get this after it runs, doesn't knock or have problems or anything like that. We're going to put this motor in the truck and we're going to run it, and then we'll run a set of headers with it too. Alright, I want to find a way to get a clamp and clamp on there, and then use those wires to jump it up at the top. That way I can touch them and jump them. And we can run, crisscross them over, fly them up until George gets here. I'm a one-man band. Can't lay underneath the truck and try to start it and run it up over. Zigzag some wires. Do some hillbilly ingenuity here. And I am out of black tape. Oh, no, I'm not. I got my box. I'm going to get my box. I know I got some black tape up there. So I'll run up and grab it. Alright. Come on. Give me a second, guys. I'm making a little deal here. Hopefully this will work. These are small little connectors, but they're thick enough. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I made these little connector pieces. I had to splice some wires in. We'll put one on the main starter bolt. We'll take the other one. We'll put that on the Bendex. I'll run the two wires up to me. That way I can touch these wires to engage the starter. The coil will be hot already, just straight off of the battery. So all I gotta do is touch these two wires. It'll jump that over. And then as I'm crossing these wires, I can dump a little bit of gas in the carburetor at the same time. And that'll give me a chance to start it up. Yeah, a lot of TLC. I wish you all the best of luck, Ty. Thanks, man. So, but that's the plan. I got to run up to the house real quick, grab some black electrical tape. If you guys want to take a minute, go to the bathroom, grab your sandwich, how they say it. Get extra cheese, lettuce on that sandwich, put a little squirt of mustard. You'll be fine. So give me a couple minutes. I'm going to run up to the house, like 3 minutes, and I'll be right back. And then we'll be ready to fire it up. I'll bring this back over to you. I'll put the camera up on top so you guys can see what we're doing. flat tire. Alright, fresh Mountain Dew, real black tape. Let's get ready to fire this bad boy up. Mountain Dew is the breakfast of champions. Alright. Hopefully this will work. We can fire this bad boy up. Hopefully there's enough room down there for these and they don't bump, rub, touch something else. But I always get a kick out of watching them TV shows, Gas Monkey and all that. I like them guys, that one show called Racers from the Dirty South. They're all, I think they're on the Discovery or History Channel. I can't remember. Them guys build some awesome stuff. I used to do all that stuff 15, 20 years ago. Them race cars, they're fun, don't get me wrong. But they are a money pit. You can spend a lot of money building a race car. A lot of money. Is it worth it? Yeah, it's a good time. Instead of doing it now, I bought guns and ammo and started shooting guns and stuff again. I really like that a lot more. It's easier on me. Like you guys know, I'm a truck driver. You can only handle so many years of getting bounced around, knocked around. It's caught up with me. I've had back surgery, shoulder surgery. You only play Superman for so long before it turned around and bites you in the back. I tell you, I really commend. You ask anybody that lays concrete, and guys are down on their knees pushing them 2x4s, smearing that concrete around. That's a no joke, hard job. Rough and hard on your body. That concrete job is no joke. No joke. All right. Let's see which one it's in. All right. What? Well, that looks like a female end, not a male end. That's male end. Hey, first try. Check that out. You know, I should put a toggle switch on that, or some type of fuse. Now, George Captain Obvious, he's got several of these old square bodies. These chrome pieces, this is actually in pretty good shape. He's wanting this whole grill and everything. Them things are expensive, especially if you go to like LMC, truck magazines. I bought a lot of stuff from LMC, don't get me wrong. But it can get, it's very expensive. I'll be darned, right there's one. I knew I had one. You know what? We're going to do that. I did find one. I'm going to go ahead and put that on and use that. This way I can get a good fit. And then just have the ground wire with a zip tie. I knew I had one. hopefully this right here will work too. All right. Let me get everything set up here and then I'll bring you guys over and show you what we're doing. I'll put the camera like up on top of the truck or something, aim it down. That way you guys can see exactly what we're doing here. I don't know. I should put a toggle switch on that. I think I got an old one. Or put a fuse on it and then switch the fuse off and on. That way it's not power. That way we don't take a chance of burning anything. There we go. Alright, take that, and I'm going to put a toggle switch on the coil, just to be safe. Just to be safe. I need another little jumper wire. Put a little one on there, we'll be good to go. That way if I see smoke, I can kick it real quick. All right. I used to make a lot of money working on other people's cars. What I did basically, front end alignments, suspension chassis, struts, things like that. I just heard a bunch of ducks fly over. Motor repair, motor replacement, transmission repair, transmission replacement, all that stuff. I never got into like the oil bay, lube bay stuff when I've done it, but I'm trying to think the name of that school. It's out in Montana or Wyoming Tech, that's what it is. That's a good school. If you're going to get into it, if you're going to do like heavy equipment, you want to go to school for that kind of stuff, diesel mechanic, diesel repair, don't do it in the trucking industry. Do it in the heavy equipment like dozers, skidders, backhoes, you know, stuff like that. The off-road, the mining equipment. That's where the big money's at. Working at a dealership, you're not going to make, they're going to pay you hourly wage. And you're going to be there for 25, 30 years before you even make any money. You're going to get into that kind of thing. Go into the big industrial stuff, plants. I'm just going to put a little bit of insulation over this just in case it doesn't hit something ground out. Don't do the truck driving stuff. They're gonna hire you in a little bit above minimum wage. Every 2 or 3 years, they're gonna give you $1 to make you happy and keep you to stay. Most of the guys that work at the trucking companies are not even ASC certified mechanics. They bring them in, they start them off as lube bay, trailer inspection, stuff like that. And then you get a chance to rise up, and then they'll teach you certain things, and then they'll put you in this department. You'll do nothing but tires and shocks. And then you move up, and then all you're doing is like interior stuff, basic wiring stuff. And then you move up, and then you can do engine rebuilds, and then you do engine replacements. Same thing with transmissions. Or you can go over to another department, which all they do is they rebuild starters, air compressors, alternators, things like that. It's specialized. So like I said, if you want to do something like that, go into it, but do it in the heavy equipment and the mining operations. That's where the money's at, because you're going to do the same job for 20 years. If you're going to do it for 20 years, get paid to do it. Slide this in here. If you're a young dude or a young lady watching and you're looking for an opportunity, join the military. That's my best advice. Travel the world while you're young. Get the experience while you're young. Get the education while you're in the military. While you're young, before you get married, before you have kids. I mean, it's not wrong if you do have kids already or not. That you're not bound by other responsibilities to where you work because you want to work, not because you have to work. You work at the company and the job that you want to work, not because you have to work there. Joining the military can give you some opportunities to get you out in the world, in a different city, in a different population, in a different background, and can give you a whole nother perspective on life and what you want to do and how you want to do it. And that's my best advice. You don't have to join for 4, 5, 6 years. If you are joining the Army or the military and you're considering it, never sign a 5-year contract. 2 years. That way, if you want to change jobs in the military, let's say you're aircraft, helicopter mechanic. That's all you're going to do for that 5 years. But if you want to go and be a C-130 mechanic or an electrical engineer mechanic on airplanes, or you want to be a turbine mechanic, or do you want to be a hull mechanic or a structural mechanic? If you do 2 years and you re-enlist, you can go back through another AIT school and they'll teach you and you can get another job. Let's say if you're in there and you're ranked 4, 5, 6, whatever, 2 years you're probably going to get E4 or E5 or E4 corporal or E5, depending on your job and how many positions are open for that rank. Let's say you want to go green to gold. You can go into officer school, or in that 2 years you get your bachelor's degree or associate's degree. That will allow you to become an officer. Then you can go to officer school, and then there's a difference between loading a truck and somebody standing and watching somebody else load the truck. You have options. Don't short yourself. Don't sign a 5-year contract. 2 years. That gives you the ability. Now, while you're in that, and let's say you do 2 years, and you love what you're doing so much, and you find that the company that makes that equipment and that support, you can contact them at the end of your 2 years. Those companies love ex-military. You could jump right out, jump right into there. You've already got the job experience, the OJT, the schooling and everything. you could jump right over and work for that company and make triple what you was making in the military. So, keep your options open. 2 years. Alright, we got this bag's been on charge. Alright, we put that on a positive, didn't we? But do 2 years, it opens up a whole different variety and opportunity. I bet you that's a 1/2 inch or 9/16. I'm gonna do my crescent wrench. I leave it on the floor over there. Let's grab a different one. But anyhow, you see all these TV programs that's on TV, you know, like Deadliest Catch, those fishermen and all that stuff. Let's just say you think you're Billy Badass and you can do anything in the world and nothing's going to hold you back, and that's something that you want to go and do. By all means, go try it. Just the experience alone will make your life a whole lot different. Oh, I need to check to see if we're going to get continuity on that. Make sure I don't know which way the switch is. I'll go ahead and bolt that up so we don't have the positive or the negative grounded down yet. Always give yourself opportunity. Opportunity will never knock on your door unless you build the door for opportunity to knock. There it is. You know, I used to do this stuff as a living. And I found being a truck driver, I can make a lot more money doing this than I can working on people's cars. Now, if you're the owner of a shop, you can make money. I'm going to put my buy strips. If you own the shop, you can make money, then you pay your employees. I'm assuming. Oh, it's already got a tab on there. Hell yeah. If you own the shop, you can make money. But working at the shop, you're only going to make a little bit of money. And then after being a mechanic for 10, 15 years, your hands are going to hurt. You're going to have calluses so bad on your hands that you can barely squeeze your hands at night. You got to soak your hands in hot water just to soften them up after you work every night because your knuckles and stuff wore out. Alright, I need to crawl underneath there and see what we got going on. And then I'll move the camera for you guys to come in and see what I'm doing here. Oh yeah. Oh shit, that son of a bitch broke off right at the header. Wow. Now that I'm under here, no camera, and I'm taking an eyeball and looking. Wow. It's got a 2-piece drive shaft. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Can I get that? Which one is which? Oh, that's why it don't have any fucking antifreeze in it. Soft plug outside the motor. Oh shit. Well, at least it didn't break the motor. Motherfucker. I'll be damned. Huh. Alright. Well, found out why I don't have antifreeze in it. Soft plug's pushed out. So it got cold and it pushed it out. We're gonna have to change the lights. I can't get in here with this dumb light. So, we're gonna cheat. And we're gonna use a new light. There we go. Now this one I can stick up in there. Get a feel for it. If I could have got it over the pit, this would have been so much easier. Oh yeah, here we go. Now I can get the light up in there. Alright, what we got here? Main wire, yes. And that is the little stub wire. We might have to put a smaller plug on that wire. Oh, that's got a fuse link in it. Man, I ain't seen that shit in years. Oh, they bypassed the fuse link. Okay. Wow, this thing is corroded big time. Definitely doesn't look like anybody's ever been underneath here in quite a long time. Man, that aluminum is oxidized big time. It ripped the flange right off of it. Man, I don't know if that's the one you gotta do or not right there. We might have to put smaller plugs on these. I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think this is gonna work. I think these plugs are too big. I think these clamps might be too big. We might have to downsize. But the second freeze plug in the middle between cylinder 2 and 4 is gone. So that's where my antifreeze went. So we're gonna run these down and see if I can't snatch onto them. We might have to get a smaller clamp. Alright. Make sure we get plenty of wire down in there. We'll take and tie this off. There we go. I'm hoping we can get this bad boy fired up. There's not much room down there. gonna run this one right here since this is the shortest one. We'll take this over here. What this will do, this will allow me to engage the starter. I do not have an ignition key, so all I gotta do is just beep, beep, and it'll crank it over. Hopefully, in there. Alright. Come and say hello to my little friend. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? I'm hoping that this will allow me to turn it over. And I'm thinking it's on this wire right here. And the rust is just falling down in my eyeballs. There's so much rust. First problem is I got my fat fingers in here and I can't see shit. And I'm hoping it's that lead and not the other one. All right. So let me review what I'm doing here. I don't think I'm doing something right here. It's been a while since I've done this. Alright, so we got power to the starter. This is the ground. And this will allow it to jump over. Alright, let me get a bolt and see if I can't run that without having to use a vice grip. If I can go without running a vice grip, I'd rather do that. There we go. Cross your fingers. Hopefully this bolt's long enough. All right. We got power. All right, let me get some gas. And we'll go for the start. Oh, we got to disconnect the fuel line real quick. Don't want to pump any debris in the pump up into the carburetor. Woo! It's going to be a glorious day. It's going to be a glorious day. Threw Coca-Cola all over my truck. This is gonna be awesome. Cross your fingers, guys. We're almost there. 17 years of sitting in a field, and we're gonna fire it up. Well, I think we're definitely gonna turn it over. But I think we're gonna fire it up. And I think it's gonna be awesome. Now, get some gasoline. Oh, you know what? I wish I had a bottle instead. Hey, we do. This is gonna be better. I'll show you guys a quick trick. This is even better. Now, you can put gas in a can and kind of dump the can over the carburetor. But I'm going to show you guys a little trick that I think you guys will love. And you really only see some old timers doing this, but I'll show it to you. And then since I got one, we'll just go ahead and do it. Alright, get you an old bottle, like a water bottle. Old carburetors run on spray. So what we're going to do is, there we go. Put a hole in the lid. You put a hole in the lid in a water bottle. Since this a plastic bottle allows you to flex it, you put the hole in there, and if you watch some of the older carburetors, you'll actually see it squirt down in the carburetor or whatever. If you put a little hole in there and then you tilt it up when it's trying to crank it over, you can still get that steady spray, stream, whatever, and it'll allow you to try to keep it going and running. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the fuel line real quick, and we're going to go for the start. I'll move the camera up and show you guys as we're doing it. I'll bring you guys along. I want to put a light over here so I can see what's going on. And now that we've got power down there, I'm just going to cut the fuel line. It's just a rubber line. Ah, come on. Come on. Ah. They ain't one for old rubber lines. There is a pain in the ass. Alright. Now cut both rubber lines. So we're not sucking anything up through the mechanical fuel pump up into it. And all we've got is just straight air. So, alright, so let me bring you guys a little closer so you guys can see what's going on. How much battery power we got? 81. Alright, we're good. Now what I'm going to do is I'll scoop you guys out here a little bit. So, not get nauseous with me swinging the camera around, I apologize. This way we can get you guys up and you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so real quick, I'll show you what I did. We run a power wire over into the coil so the coil's hot. And I put a toggle switch on it so we can fire and shut the motor off. Alright, we ran 2 wires with clamps to the starter. And what this is going to do when you touch these, it'll gauge the starter. And since we have a power wire going to the coil, it'll stay hot. and then all we got to do is touch the wire, feed gas down in it, and it should start. This is like basic 101 air, gas, fuel, spark. All right, so let me get you guys up here on the stand. Give you guys a little overhead shot. All right, so real quick, gonna take a 1 minute break. Ta-da! 1 minute break, so I always do that commercial shit. Take a 1 minute break, use the bathroom, go do what you do, come back, and we're gonna fire this bad boy up. Definitely get it to turn over, but then we're going to do it. Looks like a quadrijet with vacuum secondary. 75, buddy. How you doing, Rich? Make sure you guys check out Flying Rich, flyingrich.com. Awesome, good. Awesome dude. Also does live streaming and stuff like that. So check him out. Computer guy. So cliffhanger. 1 minute break, and I'll be right back. Oh, hey, Cherry, do me a favor. Text George. Tell him not to call my phone, but text him and ask him when he's coming over. This is gonna be awesome. This thing is gonna roar. This ain't gonna be kick ass. Oh, this thing is gonna be kick ass. I'm gonna move my crates. All right, let me double check. We can't put fuel or fluid in it, it doesn't have a freeze plug in it, but I'm glad to see a freeze plug popped out instead of having a crack in the block. Disconnected the fuel line so it's not pumping in there. We got power. We haven't messed with any advanced timing. The vacuum assist secondary, it's old, but it doesn't appear to be like dry rotted and flexed and cracked where it's going to suck. All the spark plugs are in. Wires are in. You guys ready? I am. I'm hoping this bad boy rules. Alright. Alright, I gotta get set up here. Alright, this way I can feed it. Let's give her some juice! As they would say on Star Trek, Captain, I need more power! More power, Captain! Alright, coil's hot. Let's make sure nothing's burning. Alright, here we go. Uh-oh. Let me go down and check my wires. Let me go check my wires, make sure nothing popped off from the vibration of it kicking over. Make sure I get someone done. Oh, power. Oh. The wire did fall off. let's make sure, you know what? I don't have one of those. I don't have one. Can't see. Oh man, that wire is corroded big time on top of there. Oh, shit. Accidentally crossed it over there. All right. Alright, we definitely got it to turn over, but I don't know if I'm getting any spark. So let's pull the number 1 or the number 2 piston here, or spark plug here. And let's see if we're getting any spark. Alright, we're not getting any spark. So, let me double check, make sure I got it. Make sure I got it in the right spot here. I'm getting good power here. That does say battery. That is the tack. Kind of leery about that wire connector, but I do have another coil pack top. I don't think it got moisture down inside there and caused that to go bad. But it did turn over relatively easy, which is a good thing. I mean, it hasn't been started in 17 years and it just rolled over. So let's try this again. See if we got spark. Whoa, about fell on my butt. My crate kicked out on me. Alright, I'm not getting spark here. And the toggle switch says on. So let's try it the other way and make sure. No spark. Oh, maybe the coil is bad. Tell you what I can do. I'm gonna grab my meter here. Make sure we're getting power down here. Oh! The end just came out. Well, that ain't fucking good. Well, we gotta get a new end. Shit. Alright. So stand by, everybody. We gotta find a new end. Well, let's see if I can snatch into the old one and then just run the power wire right in with the old wire. It comes off the harness here, but I don't want to put power back in through that, but we might not have a might not have an option. I don't have any more male ends, so we're just going to strip it and tuck it into the actual plug that's there. So we'll try that. See if we can't get it that way. We'll just tuck it in. That way. And see. Well, that didn't work. Come on. We'll just tuck it in this way and see what we can do. All right. Well, I didn't even check to see if there was power there. Let me make sure. See what we got here. Make sure that there is power there. I'm just wondering if that switch ain't bad. I've had that switch a few years. Come on. All right. 12.47. So it's definitely getting power to it. That we know. We got power. If it don't fire up, the coil pack, it's definitely got to be bad. All right. So we definitely know we got power to it now. If it don't fire up on this one, got another coil we can go ahead and replace. I'll just replace that whole top coil. I've got an extra one. I think the 350 electronic ignitions are the same for the big box. Not sure, but we'll find out. All right, let's put a screwdriver back up. See if we're getting spark. No, we're not getting any spark. All right, I've got another coil pack, so I want to go ahead and pull this off, and we'll put another distributor deck down on it, and see if that fixes our problem. So stay tuned. I'm gonna stay, keep it up. You guys can come along with the ride with me. I am gonna plug my phone in here, make sure we're not gonna Oh, there we go. Oh, come on, tighten up, tighten up. There we go. All right, guys. Let me go get some tools and another coil. See if we can't start that bad boy. I mean, it could have corrosion underneath of it. I mean, it could be a lot of things. All right. I need to tighten this one down. I know I had this apart, but I don't think I did anything with it. All right. Make sure everything's tightened down. So let's go from there. Well, let's try that. All you can do is go wrong, right? If it ain't right, start all over. All right, which one we got? Is it metric? No. All right, what do I do with my little ratchet? We'll snug everything down. We'll snug everything down, and then we'll get her up and running here. So you guys can see what I'm doing here. Oh, I'm putting that way too tight. So I got an old one right here. Now this is off of a 350 Chevy. I don't have that whole assembly that I can just take that one off and drop down in there. But I do have another coil pack. So what we'll do is we'll mark the wires, and we'll switch everything and put this down on there. So let's go from there. And I don't have any blue tape. All right, I got to run up to the house. I got to get some blue, like painter's tape. That way I can wrap it around the wires and mark them so I know what cylinder is what. I don't know what the firing order is for a big block, but I know for small block stuff. This is my first big block I've ever messed with. So I'm going to go up, get a roll of tape, and we'll put it around there, and then we'll mark what cylinders they are. And then when we put the new cap on, we can do that. So 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Thanks everybody for watching. Please hit that thumbs up. I deeply appreciate it. And if you would, if you got some like your grandpas or old buddies and stuff like messing with this old stuff, send them a link. Let them come over and watch and see if we can fire this bad boy up. That's the first time it's been turned over in 17 years. So, and it was smooth. So hopefully we can get it to fire up. So let me go grab some painter's tape and I'll be right back, guys. So happy that bad boy rolled over. Get a black magic marker here and we can mark everything. Alright. Sharpies. Gotta love Sharpies. Alright, I got a long screwdriver for the distributor. Yes. Alright. That's the other thing good about these old trucks. Man, you can crawl right up into them and work on them and be set. There we go. Man, you literally, it's with the square box, man, you can jump up in this bad boy. You can almost put a chair in here and sit. All right, let's work our cylinders. All right. All right, so number one's up front. One. We'll just go from there. Somebody sent a message. This way I don't have to fight with trying to find the firing order, all that other stuff. We're just going to mark it out and go from there. As long as we know where number one's at, we're good to go. Come on. Are you shitting me? Alright. So, I know this one right here is number one. So I'm just going to go around and this number 2, 3, 4, 5. That way I don't have to goof with it. And this is 4. This one's 5. This back one over here is 6. This one's 7. Wait a minute, missing one. Okay. 7. And this one is 8. There we go. And then I'll put a more small mark down here on the bottom. That way I know where number one's at. There we go. And then we'll just go from there. Good. Pop them off. If this whole unit's bad, there's nothing I can do. I don't have a whole nother assembly to even compare to put another one on. Come on. I need a short screwdriver and I don't have one. I have long enough fingernails to pull out on it. There we go. I will have to get another screwdriver for that back side. I don't have one. Is that a short one right there? No, it is not. Alright, give me a second. We'll get a little short stubby. Not only that, that will allow us to see that'll allow us to see what the inside of the distributor cap looks like. All right. I love these old square bodies, man. Jump right up in them. Work on them. Look at that. Now, when I was a kid, I had a 84 Buick Regal, and I had a Buick motor in it. It was a long stroke motor. The intake was like 2 foot across. It was huge. But like I said, it's my first big block that I've ever messed with. And I'm hoping that we can save this bad boy and get it fired up. Well, it's burning just off center on the pin. So, I mean, it's there. Let me take a look at that rotor button here. The inside of it is somewhat clean. It's not too bad. But I'm going to take it off and look underneath the cap real quick. Oh yeah, there's some rust. Now a lot of times these pieces right here go bad. I might have one of those. But all in all, on the inside, I mean, it don't look too bad. The springs are still good on it for the throwouts, for the timing. I don't have any, I mean, it's got some play in there, but wow. It's got a little bit of play in it, but it ain't too bad. Coils don't, the button don't look too bad. And it does look like it was firing in the proper position. So, let's put this bad boy back on. And we'll just change the coil pack. But I think that feed underneath here is bad. And I don't think I got one. I might have one. But I don't know, I have to look. All right. I mean, they do go bad over time, but like I said, it's up and underneath of a hood, but it's in the environment for 17 years. Let me do a comparison here. It looks about the same. Well, hopefully we're good to go. Not too much has changed over the years. So hopefully we are in like Flynn. And we can just get her fired up. Is that underneath? Yep, sure is. That's the other thing about working on this old stuff. And you can get your hands into it. You can work on it. And not have to take, spent 3 hours taking everything off the top of the motor, trying to get to everything. All right, number one. This is 8. All right, this is number 7. All right, number 6. What we got here? 5, 4. Come on. And 3. And number 2. All right. Let's put our wires back up in there. There we go. And let's put our power wire that we're going to jerry rig back in there. And let's see if we can't fire this bad boy up. Sorry, there's no like dramatic music and all kind of crazy stuff like that. Come on, I know it's a little rough in there, that wire. I don't have any male ends to run up in there and just bypass it, but come on, get up in there. No, something ain't right. You try it without that wire. Well, looks like it's going in there. I can't tell if we're up in there far enough for that to catch. Yeah, we'll try it. If not, well, oh well. Alright, let's see if we can fire it up now. Let's see if we got spark now. Now, if it is the full distributor up there, there's nothing I can do. I don't have a pull another assembly. I will look, if I don't have a spark, we'll go look for that one other part and see whether or not that's it. Nope, no spark. Alright, let me try one more thing here. Try one more thing. I thought I had a whole nother connector piece and throttle. Those are alternator wires, AC wires. Let me see if I got a nail in here somewhere on another wire. Oh, oh, we're in like Flynn. All right. So, let me grab a wire connector. I got lucky. connectors here. All right, so we're gonna bypass that. I'll try one more thing. I found a female end. So what I'll do is I'll strip that off and see if we can't bypass it and run it right into it and go from there. And that'll allow me to just go straight in. And if it's not that, it's definitely that other little piece in the bottom of the distributor. All right, let me take that, let me take that. And we can just bypass this whole thing right here. Oh, I just heard thunder. We're supposed to have some storms. Today sometime. All right. That in there. Oops. All right, now we just got to get it up on that female end. There we go. Now we bypassed it. Hopefully, you know, I didn't even check to see if I didn't even flip the switch to see if that was it or not. Wasn't paying attention. No spark. So it's definitely got to be that points piece that's underneath there. Let me go see if I've got one of those. I don't think I do. Don't think I do. I didn't buy all that extra stuff. Standard T series. What the fuck's this? Oh, that's the red button. All right. I don't think I got one. And I thought I did have one. Shit. And I don't have any old distributors like that. And that motor doesn't have a coil in the back of it. Well, so what I'm going to have to do is try to find the inner piece for the distributor. I don't have one. That little It's like a half moon, whatever, and it runs around over to it and then gives you your power. That's the only thing I can do is actually like go get the part, take this off, run down to the auto parts store, and see if that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to end the live stream. I'm going to take this back apart, head down, grab that piece, and then I'll start up another live stream. So going to eat lunch too. So give me 3 hours. That way I get a chance to do some other stuff too. I'll run and go get the part. I'll come back in. I'll go live, and then you guys can be here when we fire it up. We did get it to turn over. That's a plus. So with that being said, appreciate everybody coming, hanging out. Super Matt, what's up, buddy? Stay safe. What's that? Earth's room. Oh, yes, the good old days when you could climb in and out of an engine. Yeah. So go ahead. I'll go get the parts. Give me 3 hours. I'll come back up live, bring you guys with me, and then we'll fire this bad boy up. So I did find that the fuse plug, the center one on this side's missing. So like I said, we've had a couple cold winters, but 17 years of sitting, it pushed it out. Hopefully it didn't get into the block, cause the block to crack anywhere. Hopefully not. The block is still good. You can always put freeze plugs in them. Go from there. That's all I can do. So give me 3 hours. I'll be back up live, and we'll fire this bad boy up. But we did get it turned over. All right, guys. You have a cool, be safe. We'll be back. See you guys.